Welcome to the next video in the series, and in this video we're going to just be sizing, rotating and cropping our image. Now here you can see our raw scan that we've just imported through our Canon scanner. Now we're going to rotate that so that the image appears in the right orientation. Now if we go up to the application menu at the top, pull down underneath image, we can see a selection image rotation, and the flyout gives us several options. It's pretty self-explanatory. We can rotate the image clockwise, rotate it counterclockwise, 180 degrees. Now I was a bit careless when I put the image on the platen, and it's still a little bit crooked. Now we can adjust the rotation in smaller increments, and we still want this to rotate clockwise, but not so much. So I'm going to put an angle of 1 degree, rotate that, still not quite right. Image rotation, again I'll do another 1 degree. That's looking a bit better there. Now it's probably acceptable, but there's a new trick in CS5 that makes that sort of precision rotation just that little bit easier. Now if we go over to the toolbar here, now typically underneath the eyedropper tool there is what is called the ruler tool. So if we get the eyedropper tool, enact the flyout and then pick up the ruler, now we know that this line here should be horizontal, it's a floor. So we're going to get the ruler, do a start point here. Oops, I'm going to do that one again. So I'll get it on the corner there, and then get it to the far corner there. So I've put a ruler line. Now up in the control menu, you can see here there's a straighten option. Now if I push that button, what will happen is that the image will be rotated and straightened according to that line. So that ruler line will now be horizontal. It also crops the image a little bit, so it's brilliant. So instead of trying to guess the amount of increment of angle, we can just put a ruler line and it does the guesswork for us. Now the image is pretty tight to the boundaries as it is, but we can sort of crop it a little bit more. And with most things in Photoshop, there's always more than one way to do it. Now one way we can do it is just pulling up the marquee tool. Now the marquee tool is that rectangular marquee up the top corner. I've just pulled the marquee around it, and if I go image, crop, it will trim the image. Now to clear the marquee, I can either click outside the marquee, or if the marquee is on, I can press Control D or Command D for a Mac to clear that marquee. Now I'm going to go over to my history palette here, and let's go back in time to where the image was before I cropped it that way. I'm going to go Control D to clear that marquee. Now the other way of doing it is using the crop tool. Again, this is in the tool palette on the left hand side, and it's on the top. Works very similar to the marquee tool, gives us a little bit more control though. So again, I'm going to pull a marquee across, and you can see here it's giving me the selection that I've chosen, but it gives us a few more guidelines, so it helps us with composition a little bit more. I can pull the sides in a bit to get a nice tight edge to that. So the sort of interactivity of the crop tool is perhaps a little easier and gives us a little bit more functionality than just using the marquee. When I'm happy with that crop, I just press the enter key and it'll trim the image down. So in the next video we'll actually start looking at how we can clean up the scan drawing. So stick around.